Hello, welcome. Are you ready? You ready? You want to go or what? Okay. Good morning. How you doing, Common Sense podcast listeners? How's everyone doing today? My name is Adrian.
My name's Peter.
Welcome to what is episode 7, 8,
I think this is episode 8. I
8?
believe it's 8. Let me
It is
check that.
9. I think it's 6.
Yeah, tripping,
S-
tripping, tripping.
We haven't done that many.
Mm-mm.
We're
For
we're
season
nearing the
2.
actual anniversary of the Common Sense podcast.
Yes, we are. 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
This is episode 5.
Episode 5.
This is episode 5.
Yeah.
Season 2.
Season
Episode
2,
5.
episode 5.
Mm.
Welcome.
Welcome to the Common Sense podcast, everybody.
It's been a little while, 3 weeks, like you said. It's been busy. It has been a busy past few weeks. We went to Altadena. We did a lot of things in there in Altadena.
Yes, we did.
Peter, how you doing today?
I'm doing all right. Hey, why is our video hidden?
Hmm?
We have our Altadena video hidden.
No, it's not. Go to videos.
Let me see.
Oh, that's the podcast playlist.
Episode. Oh, that was just the episode.
Yeah, go to the channel.
Yeah, there we go. Oh,
Yeah.
snap. Yeah, that was the Altadena. Yeah, you're right. It's right there. Good, good, good.
I am very happy with the Altadena video. So it was very much inspired by the Casey Neistat type vlogs, and
Mm-hmm.
I discovered him recently, not recently, but I discovered him like last year. So I never watched him before that, like when he was big on YouTube at the time. When he was like blowing up on YouTube, I never watched him because I was like, 5. But but I discovered him recently, and I really fell in love with like the way he does things, and so I've been really wanting to make a video like that, and the opportunity the Altadena video was basically just me trying that out and like vlogging it. I really liked how I stitched together everything, and I was scared that it wouldn't have been like a very long video, but like a 5 minute video. But then as the edit came together, and I was like, okay, this is a good video. I like this a lot. I was very happy with it. I didn't want to overthink it, so I just kind of I let it out there, and then the reception was good. I was very excited with it.
Yeah, I think it's been a very enlightening thing to see that we can change up the format like that,
Mm-hmm.
and that the people will respond. It's our most viewed video right now.
Really, dang,
It's
that's cool.
something that we didn't really do it for the views too. That's the amazing thing is that it just came from a genuine place, and
Wanting to highlight that spot in Altadena that they're doing something amazing stuff over there.
don't you already miss Altadena? The part that we saw, like when we got to see it when it was beautiful.
Yeah. So
It was crazy. January 4th, we were there to meet up with some friends, our homies Mecca and Eric, and they're two artists, and we were doing some artist interviews for them for another platform I have called Past the Ox. And it was our first time in Altadena. I had never been there. Adrian had never been there. And driving up, I just couldn't stop talking about how beautiful it was. All the trees, everything there was the mountains. It just felt like some part I've never seen in California, but I was loving. There's a lot of forestry and green parts in California, but that place was actually like really breathtaking.
yeah,
Super gorgeous.
it's one of those spots just randomly, like for some reason in California, where it's like in random suburban areas you get like a very good like foresty type feel. And there's like, was it like pine trees? I'm pretty sure like they have
Yeah.
pine trees up there. Like for me, pine trees, again, this, like I go camping a lot, like in Yosemite, right? So pine trees to me feel like home in a sense. And so going up there, like seeing all the pine trees, like, oh man, this is a good spot to live in. And it's sad to see, what happened out there. And
Yeah, our friend Eric invited us into his home. Our friend Emeka was talking about a house party, doing something at his home, and it was an exciting thing to leave Altadena after all that. It was such a great experience, and then days later, it was up in flames. It was going through the Palisades fire that went out of control, that destroyed Malibu, destroyed Pasadena, and sadly, a big part of Altadena, where we were at, where we had got to be exposed to, in such a beautiful way, it's all gone now. It's literally not there anymore, and it still makes my heart heavy as I edit videos, as I just look at it. Yeah, it's tough to. It's something that weighs on me as
yeah,
I do this stuff every day, and people ask like, "Oh yeah, how was this? How was that?" We actually went over there for my birthday, and people ask, "How was your birthday?" And I tell them it was fun, it was good, but honestly, it was just it was hard to even want to celebrate because to know that's what California looks like right now, that it's like what dominates my mind right now. It's hard to just even want to podcast and want to keep going like that. I'm praying for all anybody who's been affected by this, anybody who has friends, anybody who has families, anybody who's been affected by this personally. Our prayers go out to you on the Common Sense Podcast. We love you guys. Reach out to us. We'd love to get your story on here. We'd love to speak to you, to highlight your GoFundMe, whatever we can do. Our Common Sense Instagram page is basically turned into putting up GoFundMes and putting up people's stories, and we would love to try to get the word out for you any way we can. If we had $1,000,000, we would give you $1,000,000, but we don't have that right now. But we would love to help out in the community. We'd love to help out any way we can.
Yeah. And speaking of, you mentioned one thing in there, your birthday. I really wanted to get the episode on your birthday. Unfortunately, that did not happen. But hey, you know what? Happy birthday, Peter Rico.
Oh, thank you.
I wanted it to be like a little special little birthday episode for Peter Rico. I wanted to just let you know, like, hey, bro, I'm really thankful to have met you, to become your friend. Just the opportunities things I've experienced because of you have been amazing. I've been very thankful to like be a part of your life and for you to be part of my life. You know what I mean? And yeah, keep being awesome, bro. And I'm really thankful that you've provided these opportunities to me.
Thank you, man. You're the homie for sure, man. You become very close through this time, man, and just your hustle has inspired me to hustle. And I'm just glad, I talk about some of these things with common sense and the vision, but you've been somebody who's been able to see the vision grow and become something real, and it's become this. And without Adrian, none of the vision works. The beautiful thumbnails we have, the beautiful logo we have is all from his head, and it was just an idea before I met this guy, so it's really been an amazing thing to see it grow, to see now there's people out there who are like asking about it, to see that there's people out there moved by the fact that we highlighted what's going on in Altadena, that we've been so real. Shout out to the 2 Patreon subscribers we have now. Shout out to the 61 YouTube subscribers we have now. 61. Shout out to the 120 Instagram followers we have. Shout out to the everyone who's tapped in right now. It's you guys make it worth it. And I think it's even helping me to really, I see the hustle you put in with your streaming. I'm new to all of this. I've never been a video editor before, but through the advice you've given me, it's really helped me to grow. So, I thank you, and I value your friendship, and I value your input on all this, man. And I think it's to the moon with this stuff, as far as doing it. I can't wait to see how we grow in this and see what it becomes, man. So yeah, shout out to you, man. Thank you for the birthday wishes. I appreciate it. Thank you to all you who wished me happy birthday too.
How does it feel being 60 now?
60 years old is a tough age, you feel so old. You start to see the grays and everything. It's an incredible thing to be 60 years old, man. I'll just stick to that. I like the wisdom that sounds like it acquires, So my grandpa era has begun.
Mm-hmm. He is obviously a grandpa, can't you tell?
Obviously, straight up. To all my grandchildren out there, I love you, Papa. I love you. I love you, Mija. I love all you out there, my grandchildren. But on that note, I really wanted to take this time to shout out our product of the day, and that is Rhythms of the Village. Again, it's ran by Mecca the One, an awesome rapper, but he is also a father. He's also a dedicated husband. He's also a dedicated businessman who was affected by the Altadena fires, by the Eaton fires, by the everything that's gone down. We send our prayers out to Rhythms of the Village. It was a African import goods store. There was a lot of African art. There was a place that taught you how to do drum circles. It taught you, it brought you into the artistic side of the African roots that Emeka has, that his father has. It was really a family-owned store, and when you had walked into there, it was a beautiful atmosphere. It was like getting a little piece of Africa, and I just can't wait to see it come back stronger. You can actually go onto the GoFundMe. If you search up Mecca the One or Rhythms of the Village on GoFundMe, you should be able to find it. We'll make sure to plug that in the description so you can donate if you would like. And please donate to Rhythms of the Village. This place is only going to help that whole area. That's what they've always done. They've always had festivals there that unite the area of Altadena, that unite the area of Pasadena that's close by. And it's a piece of California that's really important that we take care of. When we have a business that's been built from the ground up, when we have just residents, people who are from here, who love the community, and then the outpour becomes something incredible like that, to have ownership from a normal California resident, we need to see more of that. It's a very inspiring thing. So I do want to push you guys to go donate somewhere, even if it's not Rhythms of the Village, which I hope you really consider donating to Rhythms of the Village.
Or just find someone that like is in need over there. You know, like they really need help too. You know,
Donate your time. Yeah, donate some food. If you have any diapers from that laying around, go take some diapers.
new and used. I'm just kidding.
No use, please. Please prevent the use. But just find some place to help. And one place that guaranteed it will help all of Altadena is if you want to uplift Rhythm of the Village. So again, shout out to Mecca. Shout out to everyone involved with Rhythms of the Village.
Mm-hmm. So how's been the last month for you? Like what other stuff have you been up to so far?
Man, it's been an interesting last month. 2025 really kicked off in a busy way. Again, I was really excited with meeting Mecca because I think there was a lot of plans being built, and so I was ready for that springboard. But with the fires and everything, I think it's really put me in a place where it's kind of sidetracked me a bit. It's taken my emotions and really put them in a place where I got to keep them in check. But I have dropped a new single recently.
Awesome.
It's getting ready for a mixtape I'm going to drop called Baptized Beats Volume 3, BB3, getting ready for that. We're rolling that out slowly, you know. It's been rolled out for like the last couple of years. So I'm really excited that it's almost done. Shout out to Tony Segala, my mixing engineer, really awesome guy. We've done some great interviews with the band called Cooley that I love, right, man. Yeah. Was excited to finally get that done. I love you guys, Diego, Victor, Gotti, love all you guys, and I can't wait for that to come out. Mm-hmm. Really been on my editing game, man. Can't wait for the Mecca the One interview to come out. Can't wait for the Kid Hit interview to come out. Yeah. An artist named Ryan Leo, you know. So there's a lot of artists really getting together with this, man. With Pass the Aux, with Pure Music, OGK. Can't wait for the OGK interview to come out. Yeah. So there's just been a lot of traction with on the music side of things and with this creative side. So it's been a very interesting time because I can't wait for it to come out and to pour out and to show the world all of it, you know, and really highlight some great artists. I've been locked in on Marvel Rivals, you know. So
yeah. You've been playing that?
Yeah, for a little bit whenever I get the time on a PS5.
You have a PS5?
There's a PS5 here.
Where, bro?
It's here.
You're
yeah.
Oh, dude, we need to play, man.
I left a comment on your YouTube on one of your videos,
that, yeah.
So that's why we got it. I was hoping you would see it. You know.
Yeah.
I was on Adrian's one of his streams, and I had to leave a comment. You know, saying he had got a PS5 from one of his viewers, man.
No, not my viewer, my friend, my best friend.
Oh, it was your best friend who gave me.
He gave me a PS5 for Christmas.
It was crazy.
I'm so thankful for him as well. Like, thank you, man. I really love it. Like, I've been wanting to get a PS5 for a long time. I just kind of gave up in a sense because the prices when they first came out and stuff like that. And so I just kind of gave up, and I was like, hey, I don't need one. But then now that I've got one, I'm like, oh yeah, I need this. This is fun. But yeah,
that's really cool. Shout out your homie, man.
Yeah, Brian. Thank you, bro. Appreciate you.
Yeah, that was cool. That was a really cool episode for me to tune into. You know, just wanted to see your 2024 year in review.
Oh, you saw that video?
Yeah, I watched the whole thing. I think that's what I commented on too.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. But yeah, I've been playing Marvel Rivals too. I have some content that I want to do with that game because it's like when you, because it's already blowing up on Twitch, right? So like it's a lot of people there. Like if I just go live playing Marvel Rivals, I'm gonna get no viewers. But I have content that I want to do. I don't want to spoil too much, but it's like playing every character for 12 hours or like
Right.
playing competitive mode until I get this rank, something like that. It's very inspiring. I think there's a lot of content there. So I'm brainstorming that right now. But you know what? It's going out soon. I don't know.
Or if you need a tank main, bro, I'm here for you, man.
What do you play?
I Venom's my guy right now.
Venom. Okay.
He's exactly what a tank should be, And so I'm loving Marvel Rivals. I was a big Overwatch fan before they totally destroyed the game. Shout out to you, Blizzard, for destroying a great game.
Yeah.
But keep it about love. Keep it about love. But I'm a Venom guy. Love Venom. I've gotten into Captain America.
Okay.
Love Captain America. Totally different play style from Venom.
Surprised you wouldn't like want to play Wolverine or anything.
Oh, I play Wolverine,
Okay,
bro.
okay.
Like, yeah. Because if you're a tank main, you need the tank killer. You need to know how to play the tank killer, and so I always pick Wolverine as much as I can. But I'm a big Hela fan, so Hela is great in that game. And then I'm also learning how to. The key to this game, and especially the Overwatch players are ahead in this. Learn how to play every character. Don't get stuck on one. You have to learn how to play every character. At least one strategist, one vanguard, and one tank. You need to learn how to play at least one of each so you can adjust to what your team, because you're going to get trash teams constantly.
I, for one, disagree. I only play one character. I play one character and I lock it. Sorry. Guess who I play?
Iron Man.
No.
Okay, I'm going to do one more.
It's a vibes-based thing. I don't do it because it's like they're the best character. They're not the best character. It's purely based on just vibes and like kind of like, I don't know, me in a sense. So I don't know.
Spidey?
No.
Who do you play?
Moon Knight.
Oh my lord! Why Moon Knight?
Moon Knight's fun. He's kind of cheap because you can really pick off healers in a sense. Because like the combo is you throw the Ankh, right? You know the Ankh.
Yeah.
You throw the Ankh. You use my Moonblade, the big damage dealer, on the Ankh, and then you do a couple shots on the Ankh. Any healer within 5 meters of that is dead instantly, bro. So I love picking characters off with the Moon Knight, and it's just fun. I love the amount of damage I can do with them.
How many kills are you averaging?
Kills my averaging? Hey, let's not talk about that right now. Let's
Okay. I just gotta say, I picked Wanda one time.
Okay.
And I got 34 kills first game. As soon as she is so broken.
Yeah.
But she is a great character. I don't think they should change anything about the game. I like how broken some of the characters are because I know, like I said, the key to learning how to play every character is you know how to beat them. You know their weaknesses. So I can see a Wanda and jack her up easy. It's not hard to beat a Wolverine. It's not hard to beat anyone in that game. So I think there's a perfect balance to it. Can't wait to see how they correct it.
Yeah.
Maybe get rid of Iron Fist. I don't know. Hate that character.
Yeah, Iron
Hate
Fist
that
is
character with the
annoying.
passion.
Yeah.
But Marvel Rivals. I've been on that whenever I get time. And it's been it's fun. It's an Overwatch clone, but it's like
Better.
It's a better than Overwatch because the characters are just better.
They're gonna have real competition when Paladins 2 comes out. That's gonna be. Have you seen that game?
No.
Dang. Okay, you don't know. Okay, that's fine. Paladins was a game that came out when Overwatch came out. It's an Overwatch clone. Came out with almost exact same abilities. It was the Overwatch clone that came out when Overwatch 1 came out. And so that had competition. So that competition, Paladins never became like as big as Overwatch, but it's like if you saw it on launch, you would be like, oh yeah, this is an Overwatch clone. And so that was supposed to be a joke, like, oh, Paladins 2 is gonna come out competing with Marvel Rivals, So, but yeah, Marvel Rivals is fun. I love it a lot.
Yeah, I'm digging it right now. So I don't know how I've stuck all this into 1 month. This month feels like 3 months altogether, honestly. But that's been my beginning of the year so far.
What characters would you want to see in Marvel Rivals? Because there's a good list.
Man, bro, we got to get Blade in there. I think you for sure need to get Blade. Wesley Snipes' version of Blade would be so fire. I think you got to get the Thing. The fact that the Thing isn't in there yet is like
they're gonna put him in there.
Yeah, I know for sure they need to get that tank list up. I'd love to see more of the villains. So like I'd love to see like Lobo. Lobo would be fun. Oh my gosh.
Who's Lobo? Who's his hero, I guess?
He's a villain and he is a psycho who likes to kill everything.
Okay.
So he's just gonna be a shooter.
Whose story is he a part of? Like what?
He's really been a part of
Who's like his arch nemesis?
He's been in X-Men.
Mm-hmm.
He's been in. I actually have to see like his main nemesis because I've seen him multiple times in X-Men, but X-Men features everybody,
Okay.
so I'm not sure who his main rival is. But I need to study more of him. But he's from what I've seen, like he's such a great character, and they've been hinting at him for the MCU movies to come out. So I can't wait to. They really should get him in the game. He just looks cool. I'd love to see Ghost Rider.
Yeah, I've heard of that guy.
Really need Ghost Rider in that game. Ghost Rider would be a fan favorite. Really need to see Rogue. I think Rogue
Mm-hmm.
would be a dope healer, maybe something like that. A really powerful
What's her
healer.
power? Like, what does she do?
She can fly. She's super strong, and she steals people's powers. So like
Oh, okay.
that's
I
the
see.
biggest thing.
Okay.
She's a power drainer, and she can mimic everybody's. I'd love to see Mystique. Mystique would be
Okay.
a cool
I
character to
see that.
have in there. Um, yeah, we just got it. There's Juggernaut. Juggernaut would be dope to
Mm-hmm.
have in that game. So many X-Men characters that you could throw into that game. So yeah, this is why I've always thought Marvel was gonna be Overwatch because of this.
I've been saying it for years. Like, I don't think it's on record actually, but I've been saying they need to put like an Overwatch type Marvels game out there. Like, just the potential is endless. For me, the characters I want to see Miguel O'Hara in
Right,
there.
right, right,
More
right.
Spider Man,
Oh yeah, we
Gwen
need that
Stacy,
Miles. We need Miles very bad.
Miles Morales. Dude, my friend was telling me like, oh yeah, there's add Miles as a skin to Spider Man. I was like, what?
No, make Miles a
No.
whole new character. He has a
Yeah,
whole different set list.
I want
Oh,
to
that'd
see.
be great.
And then Miguel O'Hara with the cool webs and like the sharp claws and the oh man, I'll be all over that guy in the game. That's okay. That's a weird way. That's a weird.
Pause.
No. Wait.
Pause.
Okay. Anyway, moving on. The more of the Spider-Man, really, like they're all like really cool, and I want to see more. Like maybe not Spider-Ham. Spider-Ham would be weird. I think Spider-Ham's like one of those like end game type characters where it's like, okay, we'll see him after 50 characters have been in the game
Oh,
already.
Thanos. We need to add Thanos to the game. Thanos would be so fun.
How would he work? Like just with the big old blade, or like
With you should have the blade in there. You should have the Infinity Gauntlet. You can do a bunch of stuff with them.
I think you gain. How about like with the Infinity Gauntlet, you gain an extra stone every time you kill somebody, so like a combo
Yeah, it'd be
of five.
cool.
But then you become overpowered. I
Or
don't
is
know.
super. I mean, there's a lot of OP characters in there already. So like,
Yeah,
it's. I love the idea of just a broken game with a bunch of broken characters
yeah,
because it's fun.
that's
It's
fair.
fun. Like I see an Iron Man and I feel the dread in my stomach
Yeah.
sometimes. Whenever I see an Iron Man, it's like I hope he sucks. Like I just hope that fool isn't good because then I can beat him.
Yeah. So there's a couple things in the past few weeks. Let's go over the Sonic movie.
Okay, let's
I
do it.
I saw the Sonic movie, and you've seen my opinion on other movies in like the same nature, the Mario movie,
Right.
perchance. The Sonic movie is an amazing movie. The Sonic 3 movie was amazing. I loved it in theaters. It was really funny. I enjoyed it. You haven't seen it, have you?
I still have not seen it. I'm waiting to see it with all my nephews. They're big Sonic fans, so it's
Mhm.
like I gotta see it with my brother. I'm not gonna watch it by myself. I'm gonna make sure to see it with my whole family.
Yes. The reason why I wanted to bring it up because it had the same problem that I said that the Mario movie had, where the characters like had like weird dialogue,
Right, right.
but that movie just did it right.
It perfected everything. I've always liked the Sonic dialogue from Sonic
Mm-hmm.
and between Knuckles and Tails. I've always liked how those characters talk, and I've liked Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
I say Jim Carrey because he's been Jim Carrey, not Eggman. But what I've heard about this third one, not seeing it, is that he's perfected like the Eggman and Jim Carrey. Like it's
Yeah.
final, like it's the best version of that character so far of all
It's
three
just
movies.
it was just funny. It was just these were fun characters to watch. And yeah, it still had the problems of the animation, the lips is not matching up. That's like that's my nitpicks, right? No one cares about that. And you
Yeah.
know, the dialogue was weird, but it's also just like it was a fun movie. Like go watch it if you haven't already, please.
How did Keanu do?
Keanu, good.
Keanu Reeves as Shadow.
I don't even know it was like if you told me it was someone else, I'd be okay. Like it just felt like Shadow. Like I don't know what you're
That
talking
is awesome. No, that was one of my concerns is that could Keanu Reeves just not be himself? Because I think one of his strengths is that he plays characters that are him. Neo is Keanu Reeves, like
Mhm.
he's himself in a lot of movies. But Shadow was a dynamic character for anybody who is a Sonic fan. He's like an edge lord, He's like a very stoic, very grim type of character, which is a whole change up in Sonic. And to add Keanu Reeves with like that sort of heavy character, it's a good mix, but it was gonna take him not being himself, like because he's mainly a hero in so many things. He was gonna have to play that antagonist
Yeah.
role, and I would love to see Keanu Reeves in more antagonist roles. He should be a villain in more movies.
Okay.
He'd be so good. So Shadow was I had big hopes for Shadow, and I've heard he delivered. Everyone in the movie delivered.
I think what really brought the movie up for me was the ending. Just because they did not hold back on the action in the ending. Like that ending was so like just fun to watch. It was like we haven't had an ending like that, like an action ending like that in so long. And I'm like, oh, this was good. This was like a good meal when you've only had like soup for like the past month, like that. Like this was like the good meal you're gonna eat in this movie. So yeah, so I think we'll watch it. Have a good time.
No, I can't wait to watch it. That's been one that I've been looking forward to. 1 and 2 are really good movies. If you haven't seen Sonic 1 or Sonic 2, you should really go back and watch those. Those are movies I still enjoy watching all the time, and I've only enjoyed watching them the more I watch it actually. So it's even though the dialogue is wonky and I would say part 1 has the worst of that,
Okay.
it's still fun. Sonic grows on you. I forget who the main actor is for Sonic, but his voice acting is so
Well,
perfect.
Ben Schwartz.
He is perfect as Sonic. He really encapsulates how fun of a character that is, and he even dials back how Sonic in the cartoons is kind of he's kind of like snappy and
Yeah.
quippy, and he makes fun of everybody, and he kind
Yeah.
of I'm faster, so he's cooler. But in those movies, he's like a kid who's like, oh, like
Yeah.
he's so fun, and I think that's which you'll see kids copying. Like you'll see that lighthearted, like
Yeah.
having fun thing, and it's such a beautiful way to really make that character accessible to a wider audience instead of just being like Deadpool or something. Like he's his own character, and he's a beautiful character for your kids to watch. It's a beautiful. There's not a lot of movies these days for the parents to watch with their kids. I encourage. This is a great family movie. All the Sonic movies are great.
Yeah.
What's your take on Jim Carrey?
He's cool. I like him a lot. I mean, I'm not old, so like
Well,
he.
specifically in that movie.
Oh, in that movie, he's awesome. Because obviously in the trailers, like you saw, like he's playing himself and as well
Yeah,
as
yeah, yeah.
what was his dad, I think.
I think it's him in the future or something like that.
Oh, okay. He just played two characters and they did it so well. Like you don't even notice like it's not a spoiler. This is at some point like they meet, right? So he's like, oh, like they're touching each other. Like it's almost like we're the same actor being played in the same like by the, and it was just like there's no notes. Like it's just like cinema. Have you seen that meme where like it's the guy going cinema? Yeah, it was just that. Like you can't. He was just good. Like as what was it like Jim Carrey's like last acting role?
He says
Supposedly.
this is his last acting role. I don't believe him for a second. I think he'll be like Willem Dafoe. He'll be somebody acting way into his old age. Jim Carrey's too much of a purist as an actor. But it's really interesting that Jim Carrey is one of my favorites. If you haven't seen the movie Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, I recommend it. This is not a kids movie. This is for grown-ups definitely, but it's such a masterpiece, and it really shows how his range, how great of an actor he is. Then we go back to The Mask, which is, The Mask is an iconic movie from Jim Carrey. And it's a kids movie, but it's kind of that adult kids movie.
It's in that era where it's like, oh, your kids will love this, and it's some like crazy looking thing, and I was like, okay, well, But it was from that. I wish we had more movies like that, like from that era. Like just today, it'd be awesome.
Yeah, I think that's when comedy was like at its peak, because like a kids movie is still so good for even adult. It's still a good watch for everybody, and I think that's what he kind of brings that Mask energy to Eggman, and he's done such a good job of still like inserting like he still plays up the intelligence, and he plays up this smart that chaoticness that he has. It blends so well with who Dr. Eggman is. And then it adds a new element because Jim Carrey is just like, anytime he's the Grinch, whatever he plays, he's excellent at it.
Yes.
So Eggman has only delivered in every Sonic movie that I've seen,
I think Jim Carrey inspires me in a lot of ways when it comes to acting because I don't know if I've told you a lot, but like I love acting. Like I've been in like theater for all 4 years of high school, and I want to be on stage again at some point in the future. Like that to me is really fun. And Jim Carrey, watching The Grinch growing up, like seeing how he acted as the Grinch, just spastic all over the place, really spoke to me, I guess. And like so that came out in like when I would act in like my in high school, right? And I really want to do more of that. Like to me, like that is kind of like good acting, and I want to replicate that in a sense. And yeah, it's just really cool.
Oh, that's awesome. I think we have touched on that you're an actor, that you've done that, but not really like your inspiration. So like your desire to do it
Yeah.
more. Haven't we haven't really touched on that.
Uh,
That's interesting.
I've just always been kind of a performer in a sense. Like it just, I just remember like when I was a kid, like me and my sister would like be like, "Oh, mom, dad, look what we're doing," and then it would be like some little crazy looking show. I don't know, like, and it was that kind of thing. So I've always been not like, for lack of a better term, like one for the spotlight. Like I don't want to be like, "Oh, look at me," but it's like it's fun. I just find it fun to just be on stage and do something for people. That's why I'm doing the YouTube. You know what I mean? That's why I do all this stuff because I just love it. And yeah,
Man, that's a whole different like side of creativity, man. I think something I've learned from like video editing, because like I am a musician. I've been classically trained since I was 14. If you know me, I probably told you that at some point. Um, Doing this video editing and podcasting stuff is a whole different side of creativity that feels different from from
performing.
performing. Yeah, being on stage. It feels different from the way you practice. The 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 things that make this stuff good is actually the stuff you don't see here. Whereas it's the opposite with making music or acting. The thing you see in front of
Yeah,
everybody is made in the background when nobody's watching. It's actually two totally different things. And it's an interesting inverse experience that I feel like more actors, more musicians should witness, because it will give you appreciation for being on stage.
yeah,
I like the feeling of being on stage and having people that moment, having, like you said, like it's not about the spotlight, but it's about when you're creating something good. It's like, imagine being on the set of like Training Day and watching Denzel
yeah,
do the iconic scenes we all see, and you were there. Like imagine being in the crowd and watching Prince do a guitar solo. Like
yeah.
those moments are like amazing, and they just like suck you in. So I understand what you mean by like it's not about the spotlight. It's just about the that community
The
thing
create
that happens in
the
that creation.
creativeness and just the expressiveness and just for again the love of the game. You know what I mean? Like that for me. Like I've had to really reorient myself when it comes to this creative stuff. When it comes to like, am I doing this for money or for fame or whatever? I do it for the love of the game. Like I had to really like understand that before like getting into like, because for the longest time I was like, okay, I need to do this for the money. I need to like get a job and stuff like that. But then it's like you can't do that when it comes to this stuff. Like I needed to reorient my mind to just love the game and not just the end goal.
Right.
So yeah,
Dang, that's crazy. Do it for the love of the game, people. I gotta use the restroom real quick.
go
So
for it.
let me use the restroom.
We're back. How's it going? So we mentioned it earlier, but we did some interviews over there in Altadena, and one of them was with a guy named Kid Hit.
Kid hit.
And in the interview, they mentioned a couple of things that I have some opinions about, but I didn't want to chime up there. Okay, first one, in and out over the hat. When it comes to what is more SoCal, was that the conversation, right? It was,
That was like what represents SoCal more, in and out or the hat.
yeah. Did we discuss? Didn't we discuss this like off camera at some point? Yeah.
Yeah, it was a hotter topic than I expected it to be. I didn't think and it was a fan question too. So like that's what's even more interesting. That's why I had to ask that. When the for past the aux, we get a lot by behind the scenes. If you watch Common Sense, you know more about that. But when we get the fan questions, if there's multiple people that I ask, if I don't get the first person's response, I just keep asking people. And so we vet all these different questions. You get the what inspires you questions, and you get very simple questions. Sometimes they're good to use, but then you get these really, depending on who you ask. That's why it's good to like track down a family member, you know, track down a super fan, and there's multiple ways to do it. You know, you figure that out for yourselves. You know, I have my ways that in which I figure out people who really like this artist, and then I go to them. And so one of the fans of Kid Hit that I asked, he had mentioned the whole thing about the hat or In and Out, and I knew that that's the homie Eric. He was a big foodie guy, and so that was easy. That was an easy way to get like some fun content out of it, to get a fun conversation going. And when I asked it, I couldn't believe that, you know, like it really turned into a whole situation. I was like, okay, this is bigger than I thought.
Yeah, I don't know anymore. I don't know. I forget what I said initially when we first discussed this.
You said In and Out.
In and out, yeah, but I think as it grows, I don't know, like what changed my like as it grows into like a non SoCal thing, it becomes obviously it's not SoCal no more. Like it's Southwest, right? Southwest kind of thing.
And that's what's happening with In and Out at the moment. That's why I brought it up,
Hmm.
is because In and Out is In and Out is a SoCal thing. Let's not get it twisted. It will always be a SoCal thing, but it's very popularized.
Hmm.
And we've had In and Out all over the world now. There's parts of the world like UK and stuff that have had In and Out. They probably heard about In and Out in like distant places we wouldn't think.
Yeah,
And if you come here, you know, like people are always talking about In and Out. People are always hating on In and Out.
like I would say like if someone that hadn't had In and Out before came over here, I'd be like, okay, well we're gonna go to In and Out and you try it. That I think that's true. I think where it gets me is like I don't think the hat is like ready to take that spot.
And that's why I think it's like a gem for the people from here.
Yeah,
That's my whole point of saying it. Because In and Out's a gem in itself. I love In and Out. I have no problem with In and Out. Oh, number one animal style fries burger with a Neapolitan shake. That's my order. So that is how much I love In and Out. You know, I have it etched on my heart. All the cholesterol in there of what I like from In and Out. But when I really get to talk to natives, a lot of my family's from the LA area. When I talk to people in that LA area, and I mentioned the hat, there's a sparkle in everybody's eye. You know, for the people who love fast food, if you're a vegetarian, the hat is not for you at all. You can go get your, you know, grilled cheese at In and Out or something. But the hat has some special things going on with the chili cheese fries, with their pastrami, with their burgers. They have their own secret menu. They have oh I love the hat so much. And so I think a lot of people share the same enthusiasm whenever they get to talk about it.
I think I need to go back to the hat because for me, I've never like been like, oh, the hat. You know, my dad. The only reason I know about it is because my dad would like take me, you know, to go to get a burger sometimes, and I've never had like real thoughts, you know, like on the hat. So for me, it's not, you know, in that spot, the same spotlight as In and Out. But maybe I need to go try it again. We'll see.
You just got to explore the menu. Do you like pastrami?
No, I've never had that before. I don't know what
So
that is.
that's definitely something that you know, if you don't like pastrami, then that's already,
I'm just picky. I'm very happy with just the same kind of food in most of the time. You know,
which is why In and Out's king, because it's very
simple.
orderly. Like it's no bacon, no pastrami, no nothing like that. But I think in California, we have a very diverse amount of food here.
Hmm.
We can on the same block you can have a Thai food restaurant, a soul food restaurant, and an In and Out all in one location. So it's very diverse and very. That's why the hat is very close to people's heart, is because there's a lot of different things you can go there. You can go get the chili cheese, you can go get the pastrami, you can go get a burger, you can try all these different things they have. There's probably things at the hat that I've never tried because their menu is so extensive, you know. So I encourage you, man, go check out the menu, go see what you like. Maybe there's a salad there that's really good. Maybe there's some crazy things that I doubt there's a good salad there. But the hat is not as healthy as most places, you know. It's very much for you guys who like to pig out, you know. But I encourage you, if you're in SoCal, go try that. Go try the hat. You'll love it if you never had it.
Does In and Out have like what is it called? Neapolitan ice cream?
They have Neapolitan shakes, and that is my jam.
I didn't know about that at all.
Yeah, so they have if you go get a shake from In and Out, they have the chocolate, vanilla, and strawberry. You can combine it. It's really good.
I have opinions about Neapolitan shakes or Neapolitan in general. I
Please share. I'd
I
love
never
to know.
I never liked them. I don't want my chocolate ice cream to be connected to your strawberry ice cream. Get that off my damn plate.
Oh, I didn't know you felt so heavily, man.
Strawberry ice cream is not good. Like,
Oh, I just
it's a strong flavor, and I don't like it when I taste it and I'm trying to eat chocolate ice cream because I don't eat a lot of sweets. I mean, I have a problem with some sweets, but like I've been trying to stay away from it. You know what I mean? But when I do eat chocolate ice cream, it's like it's usually coming from a Neapolitan pale, right?
Yeah.
And I think my family's just very bad at keeping it separate. Cause then I'm always tasting the strawberry with my chocolate. I'm like, I don't want to eat that.
There's actually a chocolate covered strawberry in the fridge right now. Would you?
I'm good with that. Well, strawberries themselves are good. Chocolate covered strawberries are good, like, but like the flavor of ice cream that is the strawberry.
So it's the strawberry ice cream we have the problem with.
I just don't like it. I don't want to taste it.
There's that strawberry swirl ice cream is like one of my favorite ice creams.
Mhm.
It's delicious, but that's vanilla.
See, and this is why
And
we should
strawberry.
have capital punishment for this guy, right? I'm just kidding. No, I'm kidding. You can like whatever you like. I don't really care, but it's like when you're affecting my tasting experience with your
Okay.
strawberry ice cream, get that out of here, bro.
Okay, so it's the strawberry that doesn't do it for you.
Strawberry ice cream. Strawberries are good. I like strawberries. Give me strawberry right now. No, not right now, but later. But yeah, no. Ice cream now.
Strawberry ice cream. That's interesting because I do think over the years I've liked strawberry ice cream less and less. I actually have a bit of an agreement with you because I wouldn't eat strawberry ice cream straight up. If somebody offered me strawberry ice cream, I'm not taking that. But if it's chocolate strawberry ice cream, I would most likely definitely
Fair.
take that. A shout out to the homie DeVay who showed me what spumoni is. Do you know what spumoni is?
No, what is that?
Okay, so it's like the rich version of Neapolitan.
Okay.
It's very pinky out type ice cream. And the three mixes are this. It's a chocolate, but it's like a richer chocolate. It's like
Okay.
a different tasting chocolate. Much more, I don't know if it's darker, but it tastes different from
Okay.
your basic chocolate that you get in Neapolitan. It's a cherry. So it's like the strawberry, but now it's
Okay.
a cherry ice cream, which chocolate and cherry ice cream is actually really good. I haven't had a lot of cherry ice cream, but cherry ice cream's pretty good with chocolate. And then it has pistachio with it.
Okay.
And it is so good. It really like makes you not even like Neapolitan anymore.
Wow.
Honestly, I like the shakes, but Neapolitan ice cream, it always makes me want spumoni now whenever I have it.
Wow. Okay.
Because spumoni is delicious. So if you haven't had spumoni, I definitely recommend spumoni.
That's fair. I think when it comes to ice cream, yeah, I just chocolate all the way. Like I'd have like a vanilla maybe every once in a while. Like when we had the brownie, I think there's a vanilla in there. I'm okay with vanilla, but I think for me, like if you have like those chocolate pails of chocolate ice cream, I'm like, okay, you know what, I'm gonna devour this. I'm getting my weight back. That's what's gonna happen.
No, that is definitely a vibe, man. Ice cream is just
Ice cream's
such
good.
a delicacy. And
Okay.
I'm a big cookies and cream guy over everything.
It's
so
okay. I think cookies
that's my
is-
number one.
That's fair. It's just crushed up Oreos, right? It just
Exactly.
yeah.
It's beautiful. It's like having a giant Oreo. It's amazing.
Okay, fair enough. All right, what's next? Do you have anything you want to bring up, or you want to move on to what I got?
Oh, we can keep rolling with you. I like
Okay,
I
sure.
like everything you're talking about
Okay.
right now, bro.
So, because there's been a lot of stuff that's been happening in the past month that we haven't got to, so I want to
It has been 3 weeks since we've shot. We're trying to get you guys weekly episodes really badly.
consistently, yeah.
Please subscribe to the Patreon. Please, if you can. We would love to afford a nice studio.
Or just a spot to record.
We'd love to have a nice recording set where we can invite you guys on. If you guys do subscribe to the Patreon, guaranteed we're bringing you on to the show. You guys are donors, so we're gonna get you on. He has. We'll talk about it after. But we would definitely love to expand so that we can shoot weekly, so that we can have an area to constantly do this and get out more content for you guys. We love our audience so much. All you guys out there who's tapping in with us, and we comment, like the videos, and let's get some traction on these things so that we can grow this thing.
Okay, so there's been a few pieces of drama here and there on the internet, and I'm getting a call. One
Just
second,
a
guys.
few.
1 second. All right. So there's been some drama that's been happening on the internet. I think a while ago. I don't think it's died down, but I'm gonna educate Peter on a little bit of what's going on. I'm not again, I don't care too much about drama. It's just that the YouTubers that I watch, they talk about it. And it's just kind of fun. It's just like, look at
Shout
these.
out Ludwig. I hope you get your 3 million that's owed to you.
It's just like it's like just kind of fun watching these losers argue over the internet, And
We're about to talk about some influential people. Calling them losers is crazy.
like you're gonna see. Okay,
Okay.
it's a troll. It's a troll. Like whatever. But it's just fun to talk about. Okay, so let me see if I can articulate this as best I can because I'm bad at explaining things.
Articulated,
So
bro.
my introduction was there was a kind of like a beef between two creators. A person named Dream. Do you know Dream?
No.
He's a Minecraft YouTuber.
Mm.
He blew up big time, like from zero, like 20 million subscribers in like a short span.
Wow.
I didn't even realize that I was subscribed to him, but I was at some point. I unsub for other reasons, but okay. He blew up. This guy was big, like Mr. Not like kind of like Mr. Beast kind of big, but not
Yeah.
like 100 million views. It was like 20 million views.
20 mils.
Like
Wow.
he gets pink, bro. Like this guy
course.
he has become the face of the new. He's the face of the new generation of Minecraft YouTubers.
Mm.
And it's like he has a huge fan base. And one of the things that he did was a thing called the Dream SMP. Dream SMP was a Minecraft server where all these people can just join in the world and just play in the world and interact with each other and then like leave. And it's just an active thing that happens. And he got a ton of creators to join the Dream SMP. One of the creators that joined was a 16-year-old at the time. His name was Tommy, and he's a British little kid from the UK, and he's also blowing up. He has, I think, 10 million subscribers now.
Oh wow.
He's like 21 right now. So like,
You need to play Minecraft, bro.
I've been trying,
I just need to. We just need to play Minecraft. That's just the way to get these subscribes.
Yeah. So they met, and Dream was like kind of like take him under the wing kind of things. They blew up together in a sense. And and a lot of creators like have been joining the server and like got huge off this server because a lot of content to be made and interactions and different perspectives of storylines because it was also kind of scripted in a sense that
Okay.
like people would like act out certain scenes in Minecraft.
Right.
And okay, so Tommy in it now, the Dream SMP is now over, right? It's wrapped up, everyone's moved on kind of thing. Tommy in it now has a podcast with his other friend Jack Manifold. Jack Manifold came on that podcast. They have a Patreon, and on the Patreon he said, I never liked Dream. I freaking hate that guy. And that kind of stirred up the pot a little bit. You know what I mean? Like what's going on here? And it gets kind of blurry from there because I don't know the details, but it's like people coming out saying like Dream wasn't that good of a person, and that he would, because Dream has gone into more drama other than this. He also speedruns on Minecraft, where they just play they play the game really really fast, and Dream I think at one point got like a world record, but when they reviewed the tapes, they're like, some of the things that he did they're not adding up. One of the things in the Minecraft speedruns is where you can trade like little items for other items that would trade little items for little items that would help you beat the game, right? And it's like a random chance. You give them a piece of gold and then they'll drop the item. They were looking at the footage and be like, okay, they dropped this special item more often than they should have. And they said, hey Dream, what's going on with this? And Dream hired like some PhD professor to explain why it was just luck that I got lucky, with these situations. Paragraphs of just text explaining the situation from Dream, explaining the situation, and then like a month later he's like, guys, turns out actually the files were changed actually a little bit, and I guess I cheated, but it's fine. Like he admitted to cheating without taking responsibility of cheating. And so ever since then, like there's more like I guess little stuff, I don't know that stuff, but like there's that he never took accountability for like for cheating, but he admitted he cheated.
Yeah, he scammed the whole community
After hiring a PhD professor in mathematician to explain that, like that. So that's that, right? So he has a reputation for being a little weird, right? And what's
cheating at Minecraft is a weird thing to do.
Yeah,
it's a very weird thing to do.
And it wasn't that he's not even that bad at the game. Like he's done some crazy plays in that game, like on footage too. But whatever. Okay. So at some point, I don't know what. I think Tommy in it came out and said like, hey, Dream, you've been like holding my success as like your cause of doing. Like you've been holding over my head this entire time, and that's not really cool, bruv. Like, cause he's British,
Bruv.
bruv.
Hey, bruv.
And
Holding it over my head, eh?
I don't know how
Bad
it
accent.
happened, but Dream then posted on Twitter a meme that he found. And have you seen the meme where it's like the guy he's standing right there and there's two paths, and there's the
Yeah.
light path and the dark path.
Yeah, yeah.
So there's a guy standing there, and it's labeled Tommy Innit fans, and the good path is growing up. And no wait, it was.
Just pull up the meme, bro.
Oh, let me see. Oh, you're right.
Simple, man. Just pull up the meme.
I don't have it prepared. Dream meme tweet.
This is the beautiful thing about post production,
You're right. It'll be on the screen. It'll be on the screen. Let me see if it'll come up. Here it is. Okay. So it was the guy. Dream S in peace. Stands, which means a stalker fan kind of thing. Growing up, and then becoming a R word Tommy Innit fan. The problem with the R word, again, I'm just trying to be sensible to those on the internet. Dream's community, the Minecraft community, is very sensitive to stuff like language like that.
Right.
So him saying that was a pretty bad, like it's just a bad word to say in the Minecraft space because it's very like a sensitive. It's very
Right.
that kind of sense. And people are like, you can't say that. Like,
So Dream made that,
he found it.
but he posted it on his stuff.
He did post it on his stuff.
Ooh, bad move.
You
need to know your audience, buddy.
Yes, but then people were attacking him and saying, you can't say that. Like, you can't post this. But he's like, guys, I'm on the spectrum. It's okay. I can reclaim the word. And that was also a problem as well. Like,
That's really funny. Okay.
and then, so that happened. He said that. And then afterwards, let me see here.
He's trying to reclaim that word.
Yeah.
That's so dumb. I can't comprehend that sort of stupidity. That is dumb. That is out of this world.
And then, okay, so then Tommy Innit just made a video saying, like, exposing a lot of the stuff. Not exposing, he didn't give a lot of evidence. He gave some evidence, but he's like, hey, bro, you held this over my head for years. You've been treating me like crap for so long, making me feel terrible, and blah, blah, blah. And one of the funny lines from that video was, you are a proper movie villain, bruv. Like, that's what he says in the video. And so
Okay, I got it. Yeah, I'm gonna catch up on all this. That's funny.
no, it's just brain rot. But
This is
It's funny.
amazing that these guys have millions of subscribers, and that it plays out in this way. Where
Yeah.
it's like even you can have millions of subscribers on YouTube and still not have any sensibility
Yeah.
or direction of what is good to say and what's not.
And Dream just has controversy after controversy, and it's yikes, man. And then okay, so Dream responded from that video with like a 3-hour live stream going over. I didn't watch the live stream at all. Like I don't care about that dude. Like on what he has to say. But just like kind of defending himself, and I guess he like leaked some tweets or whatever. Like he leaked some like DMs and stuff like that. At that point, it's like out of my hands. I don't know what's happening like right now at this moment. One of the funny outcomes of this was that what's it called? Okay, so a while back, Dream was in other drama, right? And he was accused of like sexually harassing something.
There
was- I don't know if it came out to be true or not, so don't assume anything. But he was accused of some stuff, and Dream reached out to Ludwig, and one of the things that Ludwig does is a thing called mogul mail, where mogul money kind of thing. Mogul mail is just like him sitting at the camera and being like, "Hey guys, something happened. Let's talk about it," and just that basically. And people love mogul mail, and like he would cover certain stuff like fence sitting stuff, but it was good content. So Dream reached out to Ludwig to make a mogul mail about the situation to clear his name. And then, but Ludwig responded to Dream saying, well, for one, I don't like it when people ask me to make a mogul mail about them, and it makes me not want to do it. And also, I've been told, Ludwig's perspective, I've been told that you, Dream, have called one of my friends a whore.
Ooh.
And then Dream was like, he sent him like more paragraphs explaining the situation, like pages of paragraphs.
So manipulators do over explain situations.
And then Ludwig responded, "You're talking about the wrong girl. Do you understand what that like?" So he's
He brought up
call,
one friend and yeah, Dream outed himself. That's
and so the Ludwig didn't respond to that. Like he just kind of he hasn't talked to Dream in since that conversation, I assume. So that's what's happening. Dream is a person on the internet that the phrase is just he just doesn't know how to be famous. Like he doesn't know like you can just be quiet and then things will just blow over. But he cannot be quiet. He put one time he got accused of something and like he posted so many paragraphs. Dude, you should see, it was crazy. But yeah, that's the Dream Tommy in it stuff. Tommy in it.
I don't know who Dream is, but I'm praying for you, Dream. I just man, I don't mean to make a joke of these things because a lot of it is serious. So
Yeah.
much of it is serious things, and it's incredible that people can get built up so highly, but they lose these basic parts of humanity. You know, I would assume that somebody who has an audience that's filled with children. You know, if you know anything about Minecraft, it's heavily geared
Yes.
towards the younger audience, and it was a game that came out when I was already like maybe 16.
40, yeah.
Yeah, it came out when I was 42, and
I'm
so
sorry.
it's I've grown up with the game, and I've seen that this game, its staying power is in the fact that so many kids love to play it. So many people with those young imaginations. This is why even older people love the game, is they still have that young. You know, I've lost it many years ago, around 50. You know, I lost it, and so this game is really great for building a very childlike audience, people with that childlike heart. And so words are enough to like really eviscerate that fan base. The smallest things are enough to make parents be like, I don't want you watching this
Yeah.
person.
I think it's Twitter has made the problem much worse. Like just giving random people voices. Like I don't need that 15-year-old's opinion on what people are saying. You know what I mean? Like that's the biggest issue.
And I think the biggest piece of common sense we can get from that statement of he doesn't know how to be famous, right? Is that we're in an era where fame is very overrated because we can know the inmost thoughts of anyone now if we're just tracking their posts, if we're looking at what the pictures they're putting up on Twitter, if we're looking at the now X, if if we're if we're in our day just tracking people's moves on every single platform, we will know them probably better than they know themselves. That's a J. Cole line right there. People who know me more than I know myself. And it's a very scary thing out here. So you really have to be careful with the things you say. And even more of that, it's good to have a private life. You know, we really need to restore that moving forward in the world. I think it was a better time a few decades ago when your celebrities could just be actors and you don't need to know their political stances, you don't need to know their drama, their family issues. You don't need to follow them for anything but their acting. We live in such a exposed time now where this guy Dream, I don't even know what he does. I've never really heard of him. He's famous because
Yeah,
he has that many. There's no way you're not famous having 20 million people who follow you.
absolutely. Yeah.
But just in this small time talking about him, his character is so exposed.
Yeah.
And that's a truly incredible thing that I would hope our audience could understand, that is that yourself will come to light as far as this internet age. So really be careful what you're posting. Be smart about what you're saying online, and really restore a private life for yourself, because I think that's what people really need. They need a place where they can say what they want to say. Not everybody's going to say things that everybody agrees with. Not everybody's going to do things that everybody agrees with. Um for instance, the R word, like that. I know for me, like I don't get too offended by the word myself, but like I can empathize with people who take it seriously and why it's a an outlawed word even where YouTube can get you in trouble for it. You know, like why there's such strict guidelines against bullying. I was somebody who got bullied a lot in my life. I'm somebody who was born with spina bifida, and I have a limp. You know, so like I've been called crippled in my life. I've been called things where people try to put me down for words. So I could be very sensitive to words myself. I'm just not soft. So like, but there's a lot of people who are very, very protective of their feelings and very protective about bullying. And this is the era we live in where influencers, people who are making content for children especially, they really need to be careful with being so loose with the words, with the way they joke. If you're gonna be somebody who's catering to a child audience, you have to keep it childlike.
Yeah.
And throwing around those names and trying to be the edgy guy, edgy doesn't work with children. You know, it's not everybody can be Keanu Reeves.
Yeah.
But Keanu Reeves doesn't use those words.
That's a very good point because I've always had the thoughts where it's like people don't like to be controlled. Like when like influencers don't like to be like told what to do, which is fair. We started making content so we don't have to work for someone else, which is fair. But it's also like with great power comes great responsibility, where you are in a spot where people will do what you say,
Right.
and so and some of them don't comprehend that. They just don't care, and it's like we have to just accept the reality that people are going to listen to you, are going to look at what you're going to do, and might replicate that. You need to be very careful what you do or say. And like I get it, if you have a different audience, you have an adult audience, it's fine. You know, you can understand the limits of your audience, but people don't understand that. People think like, no, I can do whatever I want. It's fine. It's not my problem. And it's like, okay, well, you're gonna cause a lot of harm, dude.
Yeah.
That's just it.
And your audience becomes your boss. That's the difference with being in a place where you're a creator, is your boss becomes your audience and what your audience will stomach. And as we see with Dream, even though Dream probably makes a lot of money hand over fist at the moment, this way that he's choosing to live does not line up with the things that he's choosing to do with his life. So for instance, I think a big thing with Christianity, something I've struggled with, is like wanting to be more like Christ, but knowing that I love the entertainment that I love. Knowing that wanting to be so Bible based and read the Bible, but knowing that I love movies and I love all these other mediums to get my information from. Like it really causes a point where I always have to check myself. It's like I claim Christianity, but am I even a Christian? That's a sobering thing he has to have. And I think somebody like Dream doesn't really consider the fact that they are molding the minds of young people, and that they're a lot of us were raised on TV in my generation. Back in my day, we were raised on TV.
Back in my day.
So
Nick did that. I was trying to do that. You know, he did that on the pod. Yeah,
we got to plug the video because we have one called Back in My Day. But we're now in an era where these Minecraft influencers are probably going to be raising up a whole generation of kids.
They have been. They've been doing that for years now.
Right, and I think you'd probably be somebody who is raised watching Minecraft, and you know, so people don't really consider the fact that it's more than just playing a video. You don't just play video games for a living, dude. You have 20 million people watching you. You're a whole brand. You're a whole business.
Yep.
And so it's really interesting the way things work these days with our entertainment. Because if you're an entertainer, you really have to consider how you're entertaining people and what's not entertainment when it's you. Because I think if you're not fully an entertainer, there's very few people who can walk that line of being an entertainer while still being themselves. Because this has always been how it is in show business too. There's people who I could start naming names of people we've seen in the media who are foolish, but then when they get on screen, they're really good at what they do. It's hard to separate that, and it's hard to live with that. And so for Dream, I really encourage you, man, like take a hard look at yourself, man. Consider if this line of work is really what you want to do. Because if you do want to be somebody who's continuing to make money in this space, you need to be more protective of your community, man. That's all I would say from this little bit of information I have on you. I might go search some stuff up, but I don't even know if I want to get caught up in all that drama right there, man. Yeah. But yeah, let's just have some common sense, man, and hopefully have a private life for yourself, bro.
Yeah.
Everybody out there, get yourself a private life. It will save you so much ire in this current times that we're
Yes.
in.
On to the next internet drama. That's more recent.
Yeah.
Um, Elon Musk is that's a name that we all know about. Has been getting into some drama on Twitter X. Let's get into it right now. Do you know the guy named Asmongold? You said you
I'm
do.
familiar with that as
Okay.
gold.
But so you said you don't like him. You want to elaborate on that?
I mean, I think it's also springboarding from one topic to the next. It's what people do in their personal lives. I think Asmongold's personal life, just from seeing him, he's somebody who
Absolutely not.
I
Yeah.
would not want anything to do with,
Yeah.
and that's I think I'm in a weird era because I think a lot of people don't consider who they're watching these days. And for someone like Asmongold, he's had a lot of, for you guys who don't know, he's had a lot of issues and he's documented himself. I don't know why he documents these things. He's documented how dirty his home has been. He's documented how bad his diet is. He's documented all these crazy things about himself.
Mm-hmm.
And his stance has always been like, no, I'm going to still be this way. And so I was very inspired when he had a video of himself cleaning his home. I was like, oh, that's
Yes.
beautiful. That's beautiful. You're finally cleaning your home. But like he's kind of, I don't know if he's doing it for content or if he's doing it because he finally sees the value in having a clean home. You know, like I'm not sure.
You don't know the story about that? I know the story about that.
I don't know all the details. I just know that he has a giant following.
Mhm.
He has a giant amount of men who mainly men, a large male audience that watch him for his reviews. He reviews a lot of videos online.
Yeah.
He plays some video games. He's a streamer.
Yeah.
Things like that. So he's very influential in himself. But I'm not sure if he's doing these good things for himself
Mhm.
or if he's doing it to make videos,
I'll-
which is what's weird to me. I don't vibe with that. Like I don't understand people who don't want to self-improve for themselves. You cleaning your house
So-
is not not video worthy. You know, that's not content. That's you cleaning.
Well, in
your
Asmongold's case, it kind of is. Because, okay,
His
so
house was a mess.
I can actually lay out the whole situation for you in that sense because I know about that. I hate that I know so much about this stuff. But, okay. So the reason why he cleaned up his
Brain
house
rot.
is I think I told you this before. I don't know if you remember entirely. At some point, Asmongold, like, he was reviewing some news in, like, Gaza and, like, the Middle East, something like that.
Yeah.
And he called them, let me know if you remember this. Like, he said, like, they're from an inferior culture. They have, like, they're just worse
I've
people.
never heard of this.
Yeah, so he's like an atheist, right? So he doesn't entirely believe in like that stuff. So like when he sees this stuff, like religious terrorism, he says like, who cares? Like they're an inferior culture, like
Wow.
they're primitive. He didn't say primitive, but like that's what he was giving off, and because of the hate that he said, he got banned for a couple of days,
Right.
and for those few days of a ban, he was like, you know what, hey guys, I'm sorry, this was a long time coming. I deserved the ban. I deserved it. I deserved getting banned for a couple of days. And he said like it's allowed me time. There's not exact words, but it's like it allows me to. I've reflected on how I've been acting these past however long, and I haven't been being the best version of myself. And he made a video talking about like why he lives the way he does, and it's because I think it was after his mom passed, some close family member passed. Like he just stopped caring about himself. Like he said he would just die in his home at some point. Like he didn't care, and so he just let his house get rancid. Like if you've seen the video, it's oh my gosh.
It shout out the awesome YouTubers Abba and Preach. This is how I found out about it.
Oh, yeah?
There's these, I guess they're lifestyle YouTubers, but they just react to things, and they're they kind of, they're not red pill content, but they're very much about self-improvement, very much about common sense. Very much inspired the idea for this podcast. And they were just highlighting like, look at this dude who has so much influence, so many people following him.
A multi-millionaire.
A multi-millionaire. He makes a lot of money.
That's his childhood home too.
That hurts even more to remember all those details. And he his place was so moldy at one point. He had dishes that were in the sink for years, it looked like. He had it was just
a dead rat that he did not clean up in the other room.
It was wild. That video gives me the shakes.
There's a video of him and his
about it.
friends just like going around the house, kind of looking at things, and he made them as like piece of food or something like that, and I'm like, I would not eat anything that man makes ever.
No, I wouldn't touch anything. I wouldn't even go into his house.
Yeah, they said actually it didn't smell that bad. I don't know if it was. I don't know what's going on with that.
It's impossible.
Might be. I don't know. Maybe they have.
Look, I
They're
could
also
smell it through
streamers.
the screen.
There were also degenerates too, so I don't know. But hey, you know,
Yeah, they're probably dirty as well in their lives.
no, I don't know. No, one of them. Okay, whatever. So Asmongold got banned for a few days, and then he started. So he reflected, and he was like, you know, I'm gonna clean up my stuff, and he made the video about him cleaning up his house, and because everyone knew that how dirty his house was, you know, they were like, yes, Asmongold, yes, finally you clean your house. It's crazy how that's a feat for this guy. But yeah. Let's see here. But yeah, that's the whole situation.
Well, we got sidetracked on
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Asmongold without the Elon Musk. I do want to say though, some common sense for everybody is
Clean your house.
please learn how to clean your house. I don't care how rich you get. Like, it's not about how rich you are. Your money is like an extension of who you are. If you're the richest person in the world, but in your personal life you don't clean, you can't even cook. Asmongold was going in about his diet, man. Like,
Terrible.
that man, like, he wasn't fat or anything. He's not overweight, but the dude was like a microwave digestion system. He did nothing but eat microwave food all the time.
And like in
Drink
and out.
soda, like a bunch of soda. Oh, no water. He
His
didn't even like
entire
water.
side table was just empty cups of just soda.
It-
Big gulps.
It was crazy. And so it really reveals a lot about you, who you are, that you could amass so much career achievement, but in the basic necessities of your life, you're still held back. Empathy towards Asmongold. He went through a traumatic situation. I think I can relate to that. There's a lot of people in my personal family who've gone through traumatic situations, and now that leads to them having bad hygiene. It leads to them
Mental problems.
having mental issues. But I think reaching out for help is such a key thing, and investing the time to have that. I have a few friends who are business owners and do things like that, but that's why you have your maids and you have your cleaners and things like that. You should prioritize your personal life, you know? And if you can't afford a maid, you can't afford your cleaners, you're your maid. Be your own maid, be your own cleaner. Learn how to be a great individual before any of those accolades come, because that's so much more important to your life, going to be so much more important to your partner. There's no way you can date if you're not hygienic. There's no way you can, you know, that's why.
Unless you both are filthy. That's possible.
Man, I don't even want to think about that. I don't even want to think about that. I can't consider that. You know, I try to be a clean guy. I grew up in a very uncleanly environment, but I fight my urge to be a slob every day.
Okay, wait, hold on. You meet someone perfectly compatible with you. She's smoking, in your opinion, you know, but she's a slob.
Then she's not perfectly compatible. That's
Okay.
just me. That's just
That's fair.
me.
I'm not
Feel
gonna.
me? And I can do a lot. I can clean up her place. I can serve in that way. You
Yep.
know, acts of service is a love language. So hopefully, in helping her clean and helping her unslob herself, she would respond by doing it.
So you can
herself.
fix her.
That would be the hope. if she's that compatible and that smoking, like if she's fine like that, then yeah, I could put up with But there's a limit.
Okay.
There's a limit.
Okay.
You don't know your limit.
People say they have limits, but it's like once you meet someone you fall in love with, it's all out the window. That's just how it
Boy.
works.
Okay. I mean, yeah, I haven't found that yet. But if you got me doing your dishes all the time, I'm gonna have an issue with you.
You better be paying the bills. I'm just saying that now.
You better be a child, because I will do a child's dishes anytime. But like, if like, that's, as grown people, we should not be like so lax in
Yeah.
those basic areas. That consideration is a big part of being cleanly. And if you're the stinky person at work, we're not very compatible.
Yeah.
Like we don't vibe very much. If
Yeah.
you're, you got to learn how to not be the stinky guy.
Yeah.
I
Right.
take that as somebody who could easily be the stinky guy. You feel me?
Yeah.
So Asmongold versus Elon.
So Asman versus Elon. So I don't know the lead up to this entirely, but my introduction to this was Elon Musk leaking DMs between him and Asmongold, which from what I've gathered, they were talking about like Asmongold starting to post videos on X, or doing some stuff on X, and Asmongold was like, okay, let me ask my editors if they'll be willing to manage that new channel that they would be posting on, right? which will be on X, because he has two editors that they post on his YouTube stuff for him and stuff
Right,
like
right,
that.
right.
And Elon Musk responds, "Who are these mysterious editors?" Elon Musk, being who he was, does not understand the concept of YouTube editors versus like media.
Social media editors.
No, not social media. It was like book editors, because when it comes
Oh,
to
okay, okay.
like book
Publishing.
editors, like publishing, yeah, that kind of thing. So in publishing and traditional media, editors are what your work would go through before
Yeah.
it reaches the eyes of the mass. Like editors have the power to say, "You cannot, I don't want this. Don't give me this." But when you hire someone for a YouTube
It's
channel,
a video editor. It's
yeah,
different.
I am their boss. Elon Musk, not understanding the difference, then leaks the DMs saying, Asmongold apparently has people that controls everything that he posts. He is not his own man. And thinking that's a gotcha moment for Asmongold, he just clowns himself again, exposing himself being disconnected with what's going on,
Yeah.
just being kind of dumb. And then, okay, let me see here. And what he does is I guess he unfollows and makes Asmongold unfollow him, like through his powers or whatever. And then he also takes away Asmongold's blue check mark, I think.
You pay for that, don't you?
I don't know what to do. He just took it away. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
But by doing that would mean suppressing Asmongold's
Yeah.
tweets and stuff. And for someone who's about free speech, taking away their ability to respond to you, like truly respond to you in a sense, what are we doing? And we're giving that guy power in the government.
I mean, I don't think he's gonna have. I hope he doesn't have too much, but like when it goes to Elon Musk responding to Asmongold, it's just why, like why. Why is that a battle? Why is that even something? It's aren't you a politician? Like
Yeah.
you have some bigger things to worry about.
It's just weird. Like, why is he bashing Asmongold for what he thinks he is not his own man, but he just doesn't comprehend what an editor for YouTube is?
It is a different game when you're playing with editors
Yeah.
in the syndication space and the TV space,
But
as you pointed out.
it just makes him look like a doof. Like, that's just it.
Maybe he is.
He is a doof. Like, what do we? Okay, but yeah,
Maybe he just has dupe tendencies. Because I know when I saw him on Joe Rogan, my first time ever seeing him was the Joe Rogan podcast,
Mhm.
and I just saw a guy who's trying to be normal,
he's trying to be.
but I don't think
He's
he
not.
is. I just
He's
think
the
he's a
richest man in the world.
very his circumstances make him very different.
Disconnected
And
from
so
us.
I would just want to know why he would choose that beef at this time. Like, what's your point of going at Asmongold? Like, I think he helps X. He's gonna bring his whole audience over to X. So it's
Yeah.
like, what's the point of getting involved with what this guy's doing if he's not spreading his hate speech and the stuff that he was getting caught up in with the Middle East and things?
Yeah.
Obviously, there's need to monitor that stuff. What do you think the limits are to monitoring to hit Elon Musk's ability to limit on X? What do you think his limits should be with that?
He shouldn't have any like abilities to. If he's about truly free speech, he shouldn't be muting other people's opinions. Like,
That shouldn't even be his job.
yeah,
Right.
he shouldn't have the power to just take away someone's ability to talk.
Mm.
That's not free speech. Now that Elon Musk is, has power on Twitter,
has
he's
more influence.
bolstering like these very, very hateful voices.
He really doesn't have a place in politics.
I-
And my advice to anybody on X who doesn't like Elon Musk censorship abilities, get off X for sure. That's one of the reasons I'm not a big proprietor of X, is because it's been a how he acquired X is already enough to
Was
show how bad of a
messy
platform.
yeah.
It was so messy before him. It's messy now because he's tried to restore it, but it's still a mess. As a platform, it's not a place that's good for free speech or anything like that. And it has its purposes, but very few. It's not as good as it was 10 years ago. 10 years ago,
Absolutely
it had a
not,
lot
no.
more influence in
Yeah.
media and popularity. Nowadays, I remember when a friend of mine, with my music career, he was saying, "Oh, you got to be on Twitter." I was like, I saw Twitter a few days, and I was like, got off it.
Yeah.
I'm back on there, SGV MVP, but
I got rid of my Twitter. I don't have
I
Twitter.
barely do anything on there, guys. And you might see some stuff, some crypto stuff, some blah 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 blah. But it's not really I'm not a big fan of X personally.
I think it's just time we nuke the platform, bro. I
I
think
mean, we don't have a say. If he has
yeah,
followers on it, then that's not up to us
it's
to
not up to us.
nuke
Yeah,
it. It's just it's the same the way of MySpace. Nobody MySpace used to be the biggest thing in the world,
yeah,
and now it's gone. It's just time for new platforms all around.
yeah.
You know, from Spotify to even YouTube in a sense. You know, it's just time for new things. At least YouTube's done the best job of like extending. They've kind of grown with how big they've become,
They're
and
bigger
they
than Netflix now, officially.
yeah, and they keep growing. You know, so like they've done a good job of stabilizing having this large audience, but they do a lot of censorship themselves. That's
Yeah. Well, yeah.
kind of out there.
I haven't.
It's too out there.
Yeah, they're inconsistent with what they censor. Like I agree
Their
with you on that.
copyright is all over. It's obviously done by AI.
Yeah,
Like they need to get people doing the copyright again
yeah.
because that will help a lot. It
Ton of
would
problems.
solve a lot of issues with getting your stuff flagged, and now you have to wait. And if it's livelihoods, then you're really messing with people
Yeah,
and their money.
Yeah.
And so YouTube's not perfect,
absolutely. Not.
and nowhere on the internet's perfect. That's the
Yeah.
beautiful thing of the internet. It can be imperfect and still be popular.
Yeah.
But it's just time for new sites,
Yeah.
new music platforms, new video platforms, and that's the beautiful thing of the unlimited space of the internet.
Yeah.
You can always have new. We don't have to be stuck here. We don't have to use Google. We can use Bing. We can use all these other search engines. Plenty of space for these. So
That's fair.
if you don't like X, start your own social media platform.
Yeah, it's fair. I just think it's very dangerous what Elon Musk is doing, especially just
I
why,
agree.
bro. With the Asmongold, like why, dude? That's that case.
I agree with you. It is dangerous when somebody gets too influential and
Yeah.
they now the things that they claim to stand on they prove that it's hollow.
Yeah.
You know, like he shouldn't even as the CEO and owner he shouldn't have any dealings with the censorship. He should have a whole board that
Yeah.
he goes to and people who physically do that themselves.
Yeah.
You know, it's not something he has to, and it's so minor too. It's so like. It's like, bro, you're a politician. You get off Twitter.
Yeah.
We need you doing other things. We don't need you there.
Yeah. And I don't have this noted down, but something that happened. Elon Musk has claimed to be like top 20 in like some video game, right? Some really hard video game, top 20, right? And then so people I guess were asking him, "Hey, can you prove that? Like can you show
Stream it.
he streamed on I think on X and then they were watching his gameplay and he was like high level and all that stuff, like he had some of the best gear, but some people were noticing something off about like how he played. And one of like another really good person at that game made a YouTube video analyzing his gameplay, and the verdict was that Elon Musk, while he has played the game before, his skill is not to where like his player like gear is, meaning that he bought an account that was boosted by someone else.
He could do that.
He can do that, but the thing that baffles everybody is like, why would you lie about this? Like it's an insecure thing.
Yes.
It's about like he wants to seem like normal or just better than other people. Then like people notice like he didn't earn this spot in that game. Because he's like, oh, my epic gauntlet is only like 58 levels. That's not that good. Then the guy watching the video is like, it takes thousands of hours to get the item. It's so good. Like, that kind of thing. And so, like, Elon Musk, I hate to talk about that guy so much, but he's been so around the news so much.
Try not to hate, man. Try not to hate him, man. Just have a good sense of who he is. I think as an he is a good CEO and a good company builder, which I think even saying that, people have a lot of questions about that. And there's a lot of questionable things about him, even in the areas where he excels. But what we can really see is, I think you nailed it, insecurities. What person is not insecure?
Yeah.
And I think he's in a spotlight situation, a place where everything he does is super seen. So like to be so petty to lie about a video game.
It shows his character.
It shows that you have like a really low character. To be on your platform arguing with people who are making your platform run, like bringing a real audience to your platform. It's very counterintuitive to what he even claimed, all the claims he said about X and Twitter, like it's very counterintuitive to what he's building. So I think you said it earlier, I think off camera, like silence is, you said it about Dream, that silence is what would help.
Yeah.
He should be silent. I think, Elon Musk just needs to Take some time to do the background things and not be so in the front.
I just he inherited like so much wealth from his family that his family doesn't even like him as either. Like he's been discredited by his own father and mother, and just to be a human being in that position, it's drastic, for lack of a better word. And look, I don't want to hate on that dude, like, but he's so hateable. He's done his character, the things that he's done, the things that he's doing. It's not good, and it's just something that. What do you want from us? Like you're gonna act this way? There's consequences. I don't know what
Yeah,
to tell you.
and I think that's all. He's just getting the consequences of dealing with the internet. He wanted to be this big person on the internet. The internet is not a forgiving place. The internet is the internet never forgets anything. The internet highlights it all. So I think that's something that everybody who wants to get, when we think of influential people in the world and we look at the Musk, the Bezoses, the people who are up there, you really got to consider character. We don't value character in 2025, sadly. But I think the time what this conversation really sheds light on with the Asmongold, the Dream, all these people, is it's time to start valuing character. It's time to start valuing the people we post up in front of us and we propel as these are influential people we should strive to be to, our politicians, our leaders of the free world. We should really consider character when coming into these things, because we're going to find ourselves being led right back into situations that are unfavorable because we have low character people leading us. We have people who are willing to give into their petty desires rather than look towards the things they're trying to accomplish, which is that's been a tough go round, That's been, as I said earlier about like the fires and stuff, it has my emotions running wild and it has me wanting to focus on other things. But if I don't focus on common sense, we don't get it.
Yeah.
If we don't feed the homies on Patreon, they're gonna unsubscribe. If we don't feed the homies on YouTube, then we don't get to the 500 mark that we're trying to get to.
Yes.
500 subscribers, help us get there, please.
Yes.
See, YouTube, they brought it down so that it can help us. So thanks, YouTube. Stop, please help us with copyright stuff. But I really hope that Elon Musk just takes some time to stop being so forefront. He really needs to take himself to the back because I think that's where he serves him, where his best attributes can be served off camera, away from the podcast, away from these public spats. And that way he can still, people can do what they want on their social medias. But that's one of the reasons I don't like social media myself, even though I'm always on it and always doing things with it. I don't like putting myself out there like that all the time and people knowing all my inmost thoughts like that.
Yeah.
Like, it's annoying. So if you really hate social media, I can vibe with you a lot.
Fair enough.
Yeah, we got into a whole lot of Elon Musk there.
Yeah, you got anything else you wanna?
Yeah, I got.
Go for it.
I got some stuff I want to cover. So, we're in a crazy time, as far as what people value and what people want to get done. So, moving on from all this Elon Musk stuff, I wanted to cover something that's been in the circling the internet, and it was like a week ago. It was really big, and a month ago there was two internet models. I don't want to name the platforms. I don't really have love for the platforms that they're famous on, but they decided that they wanted to sleep with multiple men. It was over 100 men. And the sad thing was they accomplished it. For me, it's sad because I saw the reaction of one of the ladies who accomplished it, and she was actually breaking down crying. And it's just so painful because I can't imagine how many people were trying to tell her don't do this. And I hope there was more people trying to tell her don't do this. And maybe there was no one telling her don't do this. And that's why she went through with sleeping with over 100 men in one night. And as of late, there was a woman who broke that record and slept with 1,000 men in 12 hours. And the reason I want to bring this up is just to bring up this scripture real quick in Ephesians 5. It says, "Follow God's example, therefore, as dearly loved children, and walk in the way of love, just as Christ loved us and gave himself up for us as a fragrant offering and sacrifice to God. But among you, there must not be even a hint of sexual immorality or of any kind of impurity or of greed, because these are improper for God's holy people." And so it's that hint of sexual immorality I really wanted to highlight there. I think in this time, we don't understand what the term sexual immorality means. And so, what is that? What is sexual immorality? Well, we have to think about what are morals. I don't think we have a lot of people who have morals in today's society. We have a lot of people who will make kids games, but then throw around foul words. We have a lot of people who will gladly show their face every day, but in a house that's absolutely destroyed and decrepit. We have a lot of people who claim free speech, but then turn right around on their own claims and censor people for nothing. And it's really strange that in these days, people can't stand to their moral code. I know for myself, struggling as a Christian, I've seen a lot of things happen in churches, and I've seen a lot of things that leave me in curious positions where I'm not sure what I believe. I'm not sure what this means for me, to be holy, to be free from impurity. I know that I personally have had relationships with women in the last couple months that, they've been free from any sexual immorality like that, but it's still the way we flirt with each other, the way we talk with each other, the way we're just kind of caught up in the way dating is right now. We're kind of caught up in the way everything is right now. And it just leaves me pondering the question of what is morals. And I really want to encourage people to find out, like to really figure that out and align themselves with their personal codes, with what they actually believe. Examples of morals: honesty, being truthful and straightforward; respect, showing respect for others and their property; fairness, treating people equally; responsibility. These are all things that it takes morality for us to have. And we've gotten so far away from morals that we don't even look at the girls on these websites who are selling their bodies and blink an eye anymore. It's so normal to us to see women selling themselves. It's so normal for us to see women on the street and to want to objectify them automatically. It's so normal for us to not want to wait till marriage now. It's so normal to want to give into our lust and give into to want to have a sexual relationship before we have a relationship that doesn't stand on any sexual immorality. It's so normal for us now. It is crazy where we're at in 2025. And so these women who are out here sleeping with 1,000 men, I can only imagine how from the man's perspective, I can only imagine how those guys really feel. And
I think those ones that would be willing to do this, so would be like more just desensitized to it. They'd probably be in the industry already as well, so they don't care as much. But I get what you mean when it comes like from someone outside looking in like that. It's a lot.
It's because I guess I'm not desensitized.
Yeah.
So I can't imagine standing in a line with other men trying to go do something like that.
Yeah.
I can't imagine wanting to tell my friends about that.
Yeah.
If you were my homie, I'd probably haze you straight up. Like, if I can't imagine aligning myself with people who are willing to do these things. I can't imagine myself it's hard to not be judgy about it because it's hard to not have a judgment about it because it hits me so deeply in the heart. It hits me to see people give in to their flesh, not knowing that on the other side of that, there's going to be so much pain. Like, an STD is one of the worst things in the world. People forgot what STDs are.
Yeah.
People forgot what that does. Like, people forgot that herpes lasts forever.
Yeah.
People forget that AIDS kills. Like, AIDS has ruined so many families. Taking lives of people who were in the prime of their life. That you can pass these diseases on to people. Hepatitis C is a disgusting thing for people. People who go through mono, you end up in the hospital and you can't even move. Like people forget these things. Like,
Yeah.
is there no sense of like consequence? Because there are consequences to these things.
Mm-hmm.
I can't imagine the emotional consequence that comes with this and how changed you are now. You know, many of these women who subject themselves to the that type of work, that type of sex work, they say they don't even like men anymore. And I can understand why. I can empathize with them why. It's like, why would you want, how can you look at people who look at you so impurely, who look at you so in such a foul way, who want to do foul things to you? How have we diminished the act of sex to something that's so ugly for money?
Yeah.
Like,
It's
what?
supposed to be like a special thing, you know, between two people, and people don't want that no more.
Because people don't see it as special anymore.
Yeah.
It's nothing special now. Which I can empathize even with that, with people who they just have sex left and right. I've met a lot of people in my life who are like players. I've met a lot of people in my life who get women at the drop of a hat. But when you really peel back what's going on in their heads, there's no way that there's not hints of sexual immorality in their thinking. There's no way that what they're thinking is not demonic. What they're thinking is not, it's not twisted. You know, and it's crazy because everything comes back to like being hurt. When I meet people who are players and stuff like that, like they've been taken advantage of in their own way. They were let down in their own way. They had that heartless romantic, that hopeless romantic feeling at one point, but it was dashed. You know, they found out that women much more want, and these are unhealthy women, that women want the bad boys, women want no attachment or something like that. And that's the crazy thing, is how do you want to connect yourself to somebody else through these acts but not want any attachments? How do you want to have sex but not have an attachment to somebody? It makes no sense. It makes zero sense.
Yeah.
And so that's, you know, I bring that up just to say, like, I'm hoping people can recover within themselves that desire for connection, that desire for an attachment. You know, you shouldn't be out here having sex with people if you don't want any attachments with them. You shouldn't be out here giving your body away to just anyone.
Don't believe the lies that you'll hear from other people. You know, like, oh, my friend did it, and she's okay. You're not your friend. I hate to be a boomer, but it's like, if your friend jumped off a bridge, would you do so as well? Like, it's like that. People don't have the common sense or the critical thinking skills to just think like, is this really healthy for me? Am I happy right now? Like, is this gonna end up good for me? People don't think that. People don't care. They just want to do what they want to do, and they don't think long term. And I think a consequence, one of the reasons for that is because, you know, we see so many bad things in the news. It's like, what future do we have? Why don't we just live recklessly now? Because we're not going to have a future in the 10 years from now.
That's so sad. You know, that's such a sad way to try to put it, because I know, like, as a person who's naturally pessimistic, I'm trying to change it. You know, I think that word holy means to be set apart. And in order to be like closer to God, in order to be set apart in your mind state, you have to let go of your natural way, your natural tendencies to be evil. And I think my pessimistic mind state is very, I could easily feed into like, yeah, the world's already in the worst place possible, you know, but I try to be hopeful now. You know, I try to be an optimist as opposed to a pessimist. And the optimism in me says that these women who are selling their bodies are still valuable. Where every other guy would be like, no, they're not valuable. They're not this. God would still see them as valuable.
Humans are inherently like valuable creatures. That's just it. It's just what you do with your life that, you know, people might perceive you differently. With the men that don't see the woman as valuable, is because they don't consider what you're doing as like worthy or, you know, good. So they just think, yeah, that's all you do. you're not valuable to me. Get out of here. But it's like, I think human life is valuable in a sense where it's like, you have so much potential to be more than what the world might think of you as. Because the world is run by someone else. It is not for you, bro. It's against you.
The world is 100% against you. And I think that's something that I hope to really get to the people listening, is that for you ladies out there who've been through it with the men and who are considering giving yourself over to lust, giving yourself to make a quick buck because men out here just want your body, you're much more valuable than that. Your life is worth so much more than the limitations that these men are putting on you. And for the men who are stuck in that mind state of not seeing your women as valuable, you just got to really change your mind to the place where it's not so much about yourself, man. Like, you're more valuable than that evil way of thinking. You could do so much more good by just denying that. Take some time to not be caught up in your lust. Take some time to just walk outside real quick. Enjoy the fresh air, man. Don't stop spending so much money on these platforms that take your money. I used to work in a bank.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the craziest things I ever saw was how much money men spend on pornography.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, save your money. Save your money a little bit. Stop spending so much on women who probably don't even see you as valuable. The women who are taking advantage of you. I was scrolling through IG. I was in the Reels section, and there was so many women who are thirst trapping. And something hit me where it's like, they really think low of me. These women who are doing this in the camera, they think that they can trap you in it. They know they can because they have millions of likes on it. They have all these people following it.
Mm-hmm.
So these women now don't think highly of you. And we just got to have some value for ourselves. We got to come back to this place where it's like, okay, why should I have morals? Why should I care about my body? What's my body really worth? And I believe that would help us come back to a place where we're not going to see women desire to sleep with 1,000 men. We're not going to see men shelling out so much money to these pornography sites and these sites that are just trying to leave us trapped. We got to come to a place, guys, where we can really see what this stuff is. It's not harmless fun. None of this stuff is harmless fun. All of this stuff is harming us beyond what we believe, beyond what we can see. Of course, I shared the Bible scripture because I think the scripture cuts through more than anything. More than anything, opinion I can have is the word holy when you can understand that word holy, that's, I guess, some homework I give to you guys to go do. If you're not a Christian or anything, I just want you to see that you have value in your life. And if you could see yourself the way God sees you, you would always know that you're loved. You would always know that you're a pure being in the eyes of God. He can see through your sin. He can see you through the trauma you're going through that leads you to being a player, that leads you to being a prostitute, that leads you to being a whore, that leads you to being whatever damaged person you are. God sees beyond that. God's seeing you in a much more pure way than that. But, as humans, we can't really see ourselves as pure. We can only see the doof that Elon Musk is. We can't see anything good about him. We get caught up in the negative way of thinking a lot.
Yeah.
That really tends to happen. And so my encouragement through that big old rant is like for those ladies who are out there sleeping with who broke those records. I really do hope that you can recover from the things that you put yourselves through. That is my hope for everybody stuck in this desire to do sex work. I have a lot of female friends who are teetering on wanting to do that stuff because they're in desperate times economically.
Yeah.
And I just want to encourage all of our female audience. You're much more valuable than that. The ugly things that dudes want to do because they think it's harmless fun or just they're meeting a need, it's not worth you giving that over to them. And for my guys who are stuck in their rooms, who haven't gotten some fresh air, please get out and get some fresh air, man. It'll change your mind. Just breathing in some fresh air will help you realize that you've been hunched in a room for days on end, bro.
Join an improv class. Just meet people. Take a class somewhere. It doesn't hurt.
Get outside, man. Watch this episode outside. Take your computer outside. Take your phone outside. Just go experience something. You know, stop being so caught. Maybe 2025 should be the year of abstinence for a lot of people. Why? Because they've just been so stuck
Yeah.
on doing some craziness with themselves. You know, maybe you should just take a year off to be pure. Just fight that urge to watch your pornography, to make your content. It's crazy how they call that we're making content right now.
Yeah.
What everybody else is calling content is insane.
Mm.
That's not content, guys. That's like a form of prostitution. That's something, has to be something illegal at this point.
I don't know.
It's a weird way to put it, man. But my hope is that, you know, we can have the elevation of self-worth in 2025. Something else I wanted to touch on, I think this ties into, is the loneliness epidemic. And it's a very interesting thing to even look at what's going on. Loneliness epidemic. According to HHS.gov, in 2023, they released the study. The Surgeon General in the U.S. had an advisory on the healing effects of social connection and community. And what this all stems from is from 2020, from the pandemic. A lot of us ended up getting stuck in our homes, and now our whole life became screens, and our connection to people was lost. And I believe a lot of that has led to the things we're seeing in 2025, with people being so quick to post their opinions online rather than talking to people in person. They have more communication through their phones and through their screens than they do with people. We're actually seeing within this study that most people have lost social connections and the sense of just being outside. How many friends do you have face to face, Adrian? How many would you say?
Yeah, you, my friend Brian. Other than family,
It's like
yeah,
you.
no, yeah.
I would say you're like one of the only friends I have. I would say I'm blessed to be living with my brother and stuff, and it's really giving me back some social connection. But if I wasn't in church, guys, I don't think I'd be meeting half of the people I met. I just, you know, I always spend a lot of time singing in my church. And when you're in a position like that in church, in a position of leadership, you're always meeting new faces, always doing this, always doing that. This is my mom. This is my dad. This is my grandma. This is blah, 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 blah. You're always meeting people. And so my experience through this has been way different. Through this loneliness epidemic that's been happening has been way different than most people's in the world. Because I think a lot of people, if they a little challenge for you at home, leave it in the comments, please. How many friends do you have that you still talk to face to face? A lot of my close friends, like my childhood friends, I only text them now. I only call them. I only see them on a group chat. I don't really talk to them face to face anymore. I don't know how they're looking at now. I haven't looked at them face to face in a while. And I think that's all leading to this loneliness, is because if you were to take your whole week and really look at it, you've actually been on your bed, on your phone for most of it. And I think that's something that we really need to change. I think that's something that would, just getting outside is going to really heal us from.
I think one of the things that'll really like benefit us is this thing called the Apple Vision Pro. Hey guys, you know me.
Product of the day.
Product of the day. That'd be cool. No, I'm kidding, but dude, have you seen that though? I don't mean to sidetrack you.
No, I've seen it.
Yeah, crazy stuff.
No,
Yeah.
I think it's a crazy attempt to get technology to get us outside. But I think that's one way you can do it.
They want you to wear it like during your kid's birthday party, bro. Like that. No, I'm good, bro. I don't want to wear that. It's funny though.
I feel like that's gonna further disconnect us. Like
It is, yeah.
Having another screen to wear all the time is gonna. Man, if you just looked around your house, how many TVs do you have? That's a comment in the video below, please. How many TVs do you have in your house? How many phones do you have in your house? Add up the amount of screen time you get per day from each different screen.
But yeah, there's a huge loneliness epidemic, and yeah, it was only bolstered by the COVID era, right? And people miss that. Like humans are not like okay with this. Like we miss that interaction. We miss having more people to connect with, and I think there's just a lack of spaces for people to just come together and really just be human beings. 'Cause it's very easy to just go online and just see some dummy and be like, ah, you're dumb, I hate you, you know, and that's just it. But then that you lose the empathy that comes from, hey, if I were to say that to you in real life, like we'll have beef, right? Like that. There's a lack of social pressure when it comes to social media, and it keeps us connected, but then we're still in our house with no one else to talk to.
There's a difference between calling Elon Musk a doof on here and
Yeah,
then him being in the room with us.
yeah,
Big difference. I believe even we look at video games, man, the way they're played. Remember how video games used to be like connected?
hmm
It was like four players.
they're still there, but like we don't need that anymore. Like it used to be, oh, I go to your house and we can play some Minecraft split screen together. You don't play Minecraft, but like me and my friend will do that. I go to his house after middle school because he lives on the street, and then we'll just split screen Minecraft. And but now it's just I have my own console, you have your own. We'll just meet up in the game, and you'll be at your house, so I'll be at my house, and that's it. And so
But
there's a lack of need to get together anymore,
but
which
isn't that
really,
so sad? That's what I
yeah,
miss. I miss Halo split screen.
yeah,
I miss Gears of War split screen. I miss Fight Night. Playing Fight Night was like so much more fun when you're watching the person
yeah,
in front of you and you get to knock them out. It's
yeah,
like it's different. It's a different feeling playing Madden and having that competition. It's so different to be there with each other than it is to play online, because playing online feels very lonely,
yeah,
even when you're on the Discord, even when you're on the chat. Like, it's still a very different experience with video games.
yeah.
And I think that's why video games aren't as enjoyable for boomers like me.
And it's just we're growing up. You don't have as many friends that play the games anymore. Like in middle school, everyone's playing the game because what else we're ready to do? We're not meeting producers in LA. You know what I mean? Like we're at home cheating on our homework. Like that. But no, yeah, it's just when you're kids, like all you do is play video games and just do your own things. That's how you build that community. That's how you build like your little circle. But now it's like the kids don't want to do that no more. We have internet, so like the middle schoolers now are playing on their switches at home now and just connect through there, and they're not seeing people face to face, and that's really a problem. I think with my little sister, I'm worried about her being more online, and so I'm hoping that my parents would take her. They have been taking her to see like more friends in person, having in person birthday parties. And it's really good. I'm really hoping that she gets to have that kind of life instead of
Yeah, and I think a correlation between like sports, the reason sports aren't as popular, like NFL, NBA,
Mhm.
are declining, is because people don't come over to each other's houses to watch them.
Mhm.
That was always how it got popular. Like, I would go to people's house to watch football. I would go to people's house to watch the finals. Now we don't do that. Nobody really does that anymore.
Yeah.
People don't enjoy moments like that together the same way. Now when you go to concerts, you go to outdoor concerts, I see everybody doing this.
Yeah.
It annoys me to death. That's why, like, I hate it because I don't take pictures, and I should get pictures of
You
some
can
of
get
the
a
cool things.
picture or two. It's not bad.
I forget. I get caught up in the moment.
Yeah, it's fine.
That's always how I've enjoyed concerts personally. Like, I love getting caught up in the moment. I love live music. It's amazing to be there when you're witnessing an amazing musician lock in. It's Your camera has no time to get in the way of that. You just got to experience it. And I feel like a lot of kids are going to miss that because they need their phone in order to experience it. They need it.
It's about appearing like you're doing something online because you only really get a recording of that if you're gonna post it online, right? So
Yeah.
it makes it seem like you've been, oh, look at me, I'm at the concert. And it's like, who cares? Get a
Yeah.
picture. That's it.
Are you liking the concert? Like, if I like that, and I think that's always been where I've been different, is if I enjoy something, my phone isn't really out.
Yeah.
Like, my phone's on silent. My phone isn't involved. Whereas a lot of people's phone is necessary for them to interact with anything. So necessary in every part of their life. They can't imagine being involved in things that don't have it. And I believe removing your phone is a big part of the equation to solving this loneliness epidemic. We gotta like remove it so that we can experience life like in a real way. Because even though we're on social media and we're always consuming social interaction, we're losing real social interaction.
Yeah, losing the social skills, the nuance. You only see like the scripted and like the stuff that people want you to see, but it's like, how do you know how to navigate like a conversation, like with your buddy? You know, how do you navigate a conversation with a girl you like? You know what I mean? Like, you don't get that from the TV show when it's all scripted. You know, you don't get that from the YouTube video of this guy. You know, hey girl, what's going on? You know, like no.
There's so many people talking about like how to pick up and all that, and they look so fake. I can't take it sometimes
Yeah,
because part of like dating, part of talking to girls and stuff is like the rejection.
yeah.
The rejection actually builds you up to becoming the confident person that it takes to be attractive.
It's the experience of doing that. Like, if you too
Yes.
scared to never do it, if you never talk to a girl, you're not gonna talk to one. Like, that's just it.
And it's the same thing for women. If women don't experience what it's like to go out into the world and to communicate, you know, of course there's like, I don't think bars are the right way. I don't think clubs are the right way. Those places are terrible.
For some people, sure. Like, you can. Some people you can find a person at the bar, but people are there to drink and get together. That's
It's a much different experience. That's why I usually go to bars to drink. I don't think going to a bar to hook up is the same thing to really get into, you know, like, and I don't drink as much. I'm trying to lose this gut, you know. Still, you guys have seen me on my fitness journey, and I started drinking a lot from August to the New Year's and stuff. Got really sick, got really drunk on Christmas, and it changed. It reminded me of why I didn't drink for like 5 years. It's because I just don't like. I don't like the feeling of a hangover, of projectile vomiting. That's not fun. I don't have to be drunk to enjoy my time too. That's also something that I believe God's given me. So everybody's different. But I say all this just to say, like, you should be experiencing these things. Like, life isn't perfect. And sometimes those nights where you try to talk to a girl and she ignores you, it's what helps you appreciate the women who give you the time. It's what helps you learn, like, okay, I'm a little awkward when I talk to girls. I am so awkward. I am very awkward as just in myself. In high school, I didn't talk to any girls. I looked up. I just see girls. I love women too much. You know, like I put them on the pedestal. I build them up way too highly. And once I got to college, I figured out that they're just people. Women are just people, man. Like you, they have insecurities, they have beliefs, they have all the things in them. And if a girl's not giving you the time of day, then you shouldn't be so enamored with that person.
because she
That
don't know the time herself. That's right.
it's exactly she has something else to prioritize, so there's no need to chase her. There's no need to, you should find somebody who's enjoying the day like you. You should find somebody on your wavelength who's ready and open to like speak, like, and there's so many people out here in 2025 who are like, they've been stuck in the, as I said, they've been stuck in the room on the screen, and they're dying for some social interaction. They're dying to, there's women in this world who are actually dying to meet a man who can just say, hi, how are you doing? And not objectify them. Just have a conversation. There's so many men in this world who are like, who have this belief that women are like crazy these days. I don't know if you've been listening to the rap music.
No, but I get what you're saying. Like, they just see them as just like numbers and
Yes.
bodies.
Yes, like these women are like over sexualizing them to the place where themselves to the place where it's like men.
They don't see you as a human. They just see you as a goal.
Yeah, like everything's a goal. We're trying to get money, we're trying to get sex, we're trying to get something. And people don't just have interactions. And so from a hyperbolic state, we get stuck in this place where we've seen so much stuff on the internet and in the media, we don't know what each individual is actually bringing to the table. We don't know what people are actually dying for. But in 2025, even though the TV's acting like it's all beautiful and everybody's having sex with each other and it's great to have multiple partners, we're seeing people are like disconnected from each other in the time of social media. And it's time to really restore that. And I just want to encourage you guys to get outside. Get off your phones for a bit. Go on some social media fast if you need it. Go on a YouTube fast. It's funny. We're doing a YouTube channel. But I really want to encourage you guys. Get off YouTube for a bit. Get off social media. Go get out there. Go experience something. Put down your phone for a bit. You know, like just embrace life, because these things are going to help you see the value in yourself. These things are going to help you stop being so lonely. And then once you're open to it, you know, you're going to see like you're never really alone. That's the biggest thing. We're never really alone. There's so many people. First of all, life is like, there's not a lot of differences between our lives. We've lived a lot of the same things in our lives, you feel me? But the unique parts of what makes you, you and me, like you like acting. I'm not much of an actor. You know, I have the things I like, you like the things you like. But we won't be able to find out those differences and those nuances to life if we don't come out here and communicate.
Yeah.
I think that's been the beautiful thing of sitting here with you, man, is I find out things about you where I'm like, whoa, that's absolutely insane.
Yeah.
And if more people had an Adrian to like, again, I just see you as the director guy, but you're much more than the director guy. You may see that girl on the screen as just something to pleasure yourself to. She's probably much more than that. She probably has kids. She's probably a mom. She's probably stuck in a hard financial place where she's just trying to get this money. You may see that weird guy as a weird guy, but he's probably just somebody who's never been given the time of day. Never been given a compliment. Never been told anything good about himself. And that's, you know, that's the realities. There's differences. There's nuances to this loneliness epidemic. I'd love to get into it more at a later date. But
what it takes is common sense.
That's just the fact. It just takes some common sense to realize that. You know, it takes a lot of common sense to realize that people aren't what you usually think it is. The fact is, there's probably so much more to it. So much more nuance to it and so much more understanding. But if you're stuck in your phone, you're going to miss all that nuance. You're going to miss everything that you need. Do you have anything else you want to cover?
I think I'm good. I think we're good for today.
Yeah, I really thank you for all the stuff you brought to the table, my boy.
Absolutely.
And, you know, for all you guys who are out there, again, so much love to you. If you're subscribed, if you're following on any of the platforms, if you're on TikTok, please follow the Common Sense Podcast. We're back up in the U.S.
That's
with
right.
that.
Oh, we didn't talk about that. Okay, well. So, yeah, TikTok got kicked and then came back. It's crazy. I didn't think Trump would do that. I don't think he'd bring it back. My question is, why would he bring it back? That's the question.
So,
and we'll find out in the Patreon episode.
We'll make that a Patreon
Okay.
episode. Yeah, we'll get into that right now, Patreon. But thank you for joining us for this episode. Please like, share, subscribe, and comment if you got anything down in your mind, man. Let us know what you're thinking. At home, we want to connect with you.
Give us some topics.
Give us some topics you want to hear us talk about. We love you guys, and thank you for joining us on the Common Sense Podcast.
Bye-bye.